You know that feeling when you leave an event, a conference, or maybe just a talk, and you feel like something fundamental inside you has just shifted? That's the feeling we're talking about, a truly impactful event. And guess what? It's not about the flashy production or a massive budget. It's about something way, way deeper. Today, we're going to break down the blueprint for creating exactly that kind of impact.
So, what's the secret sauce? It's so easy to get lost in the logistics. You know, the venue, the food, the marketing plan. And look, those things are important, don't get me wrong, but they are not the secret. The real magic, the thing that separates a forgettable get-together from a truly world-changing one, happens long before you book a single speaker or print a single flyer. The secret is the foundation. Every single great event is built on an incredibly strong, clear, and intentional foundation. Think of it like the invisible architecture that holds the whole thing up. It supports every single decision you make, from who's on stage to the color of the napkins. And if you get this part right, I promise you, everything else just falls into place with this incredible sense of purpose and clarity. Now, this foundation is built on three essential pillars: vision, theme, and goals. And to see how this works in the real world, we're going to use the brilliant organizing process behind TEDx events as our guide.
First up, and honestly, this is the most important pillar of them all, the vision. This is your why. Before you even think about touching a spreadsheet or looking at a venue, you have to get crystal clear on your core purpose. What's the change you're trying to inspire? What's the big idea you're hoping to put out into the world?
The folks at TEDx put it perfectly with this question. It forces you to get specific. Why this kind of event? And maybe more importantly, why in this community, for this audience, right now? See, your vision isn't some generic mission statement you can copy and paste. It's a direct response to a real need or an opportunity that exists right where you are. It's the spark that starts the entire fire.
And just to give you some context, look at where this fits in the timeline. Defining your vision isn't just step one, it's something you do 6 to 9 months before the event even happens. It's right at the very beginning, before you even have a theme or a single speaker in mind. This just proves that the why isn't some minor detail, it's literally the DNA of the entire project. So, this vision becomes your North Star. It's your ultimate filter for every decision that comes after. When a potential speaker comes along, you don't just ask if they're famous, you ask, does their message actually serve our vision? When a sponsor is interested, you ask, do their values line up with our vision? If the answer is no, then boom, the decision is already made for you. That's the power of having this kind of clarity from day one.
Okay, so once you have your why totally locked in, you need to give it a kind of creative container. And that brings us to our second pillar, the theme. A great theme takes your abstract purpose and translates it into a tangible, inspiring frame that everyone, from your team and speakers to your audience, can really connect with.
And here's a super crucial piece of advice. The best themes are broad and inspiring, not narrow and descriptive. A theme like AI actually limits you and kind of boxes you in. But something like the big questions or ideas empowered, well, that just opens up a whole universe of possibilities. It's an open invitation for scientists, artists, philosophers, and entrepreneurs to all bring their unique perspectives.
Check out this perfect example of this in action. An event used the theme, "The Substance of Things Not Seen." Just think about that for a second. That one single phrase inspired a microscopic sculptor, a politician talking about hidden poverty, and an astrophysicist discussing black holes. 3 totally different worlds, all brought together under one single, powerful idea. That is what a great theme makes possible. It's amazing.
All right, with an inspiring vision and a creative theme in place, it is time for our final pillar, the goals. This is where you make your big idea real. You move from the abstract to the accountable by defining, in very concrete terms, what success is actually going to look like for you. This is your how. And you can see how these 3 pillars just build on each other so perfectly. You start with that big, abstract purpose, your why. Then you frame it with a creative theme, your what. And finally, you ground the whole thing in reality with measurable goals, your how. It's this beautiful, logical progression from a grand idea to real-world action.
And these goals can't be fuzzy. They have to be tangible commitments. For instance, does your vision involve strengthening your local community? Great! Then a goal might be to feature at least 5 speakers from your city. Is your vision about inspiring the next generation? Then a goal is to actively engage youth voices in the program. You see, these aren't just items on a checklist, they are measurable proof that you're staying true to your original vision.
So, what's the big payoff for doing all this foundational work up front? Well, it's this powerful ripple effect. When your vision, theme, and goals are crystal clear, they don't just sit on some document in a folder.
They actively shape every single part of your event, making it infinitely more coherent and so much more impactful.
This is where you'll see a fundamental shift in your whole approach. When your foundation is strong, you stop asking, who's a famous person we can get? And you start asking, who is the right person to bring this particular idea to life? You start curating vital ideas that serve your vision, not just booking well-known names for the sake of it.
And that clarity, it ripples out everywhere. Instead of sending out hundreds of generic sponsorship requests, you can target just a few partners whose mission genuinely aligns with yours, which makes getting a yes so much easier. Your marketing team isn't just promoting an event, they have a coherent and powerful story to tell. Every decision, from speaker selection right down to the stage design, becomes simpler and more purposeful because it all ties back to that core foundation.
So, it really all comes down to this simple but incredibly powerful blueprint. Vision is your why, your core purpose. Theme is your what, the creative frame you put around it. And goals are your how, the measurable actions you take to bring it all to life. Why, what, and how? That is the foundation for creating real impact.
You know, this framework isn't just for big events. You can apply it to a project at work, a new community initiative, or even a personal goal. It's really all about starting with intention. So the final question I'll leave you with isn't just about events, it's about you. What is the one big idea that you are truly ready to build a foundation for?